Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of PowerCore Productions and Podcastings, where today we're going to be starting the final story in Tales of the Infinite Earths, Part 1, Tales of Earth 2. This will be the story that basically wraps up this portion of Chapter 3, that being a certain magical index, Sage of Knowledge. What if Touma Kamijo was Mr. Terrific? Season 1, Part 1. Now, like I've said before, with Earth 2, with the Justice Society, outside of your main heroes, Earth 2 tends to have a lot, and I mean a lot, of obscure heroes who don't have as much in terms of publication or history. So it's not like how it is with the main Justice League Earth with your Supermans, your Batmans, Flashes, Green Lanterns, even heroes like Blue Beetle, Booster Gold even, who have more of a catalog compared to Earth 2 heroes and counterparts. So with a series like this centered around Mr. Terrific, we will branch into using other side heroes such as Stargirl, Stripe, Our Man, as you've seen in other stories such as the Yu Yu Hakusho Green Lantern series. So with this one, it's going to be similar to that. But all in all, I'm looking forward to this. A Certain Magical Index is a story I got into recently. So I had a lot of fun writing this script, and I will hope you will enjoy as well. Without further ado, let's get into today's video. So as always, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. My name is Touma Kamijo, and some say I have the worst luck imaginable. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. Cite Murphy's Law. But my case is even more special. Apparently, I'm not just rejected by the world itself, but my luck is so bad I'm even rejected God's blessing. But I'm getting ahead of myself. This story begins on the night of July 11th, the night that everything changed. Touma was not much of a hero. He would never consider himself one. If there was trouble, he was more than willing to look the other way. After all, it's how he had gotten so far in life. But even Touma had a sense of justice. At some point, a man has to do the right thing, even at the cost of himself. But how did doing the right thing lead to him being chased down a bridge in the middle of the night? Well, it all started when a couple of patronage inside of a cafe started a bit of a brawl. Touma tried to do the right thing, but in order to do the right thing, he found himself being chased by a girl smaller than him in size and stature, but yet all the more dangerous. You see, in this city, you have more than just your average human. You have people with extraordinary power, those who gain their abilities via science. They're called espers. Everyone's got a rank, from 0 to 5. 5 being the max, the most dangerous. And there's such a small core that there's only 7 of them. And wouldn't you know it, Touma had the misfortune of being chased by one of the 7 5s. Her name, Mikoto Misaka. Please, can you stop with the zapping? Oh, please, Mikoto said. I haven't even hit you with the full force of my railgun. Though, I am curious. What made you decide to step up inside of that restaurant back there? You really thought you were going to make a difference? Well, I mean, someone had to do something. I thought you were in trouble. You thought I was the danger. Well, it turns out you are the danger. You're right about that. And now, well, you got me curious. I feel like I want to try this out on something, you know? Please, don't you think we could settle this another way? Do we really have to fight? I mean, come on, you're a level 5. I can't compete with that. I'm just a 0. Ah! The power of electromagnetism. When you use it to energize even something as small as this coin, you amplify the force to such a degree, you can cause a bit of damage. I wonder if I've lost my touch, Mikoto said, digging another coin out of her pocket and raising her hand like a gun, ready to shoot through with electromagnetism to fire it off like a railgun shot. Touma raised his right arm. I'm warning you, you don't want to do this. We'll see. The shot was fired. Thunderclouds storming even in the night on head. Mikoto just wanted to scare him a little bit. She didn't think that things could go too far, but when a large shock wave came soon after, she soon realized that she might have accidentally caused a little bit of murder. Then again, it's not like murder ever hurt anyone, right? But to her surprise, Touma wasn't harmed. His right hand held up, and he was perfectly fine. I warned you, he said with a grin. You really didn't want to do that. What the hell? How did you stop that? I didn't see. It's hard to explain. Honestly, I don't know how it works myself. But this right hand of mine, well, it just makes it so nothing really seems to hurt me very much. So now that you've seen it, you think you want to turn back? Well, now you've got me curious. There's no way I can do that. So you really want to be this stubborn, huh? Aw, don't go making that face. You look like you can take the punishment. And I've got a lot more to dish out. You're asking for it. Touma was ready to stand his ground, but before she could fire off another shot, suddenly, a barrier would form between them. Multiple floating metal-like spheres in the air. The two of them would be separated, and Touma found himself being whisked away. Mikoto had no idea what had happened, but with the storm approaching, she had to get back to her dorm as soon as possible. As for Touma, he found himself being taken to another location entirely, on the other side of the bridge. That was a close one. Hey, kid. Huh? Who are you? Who stood before Touma, a tall man, probably of African descent, more likely. He had what appeared to be a mask on his face, shaped like a T. He wore clothing, black, white, with stripes of red, and he seemed to be carrying someone on his shoulders. Hey man, I don't want any trouble. I just came to... I'm not here to pick a fight with you, kid. I was watching you. If you don't mind, I'd actually like to talk to you for a while. Talk? There's no harm in that now, is it? But I really must insist that we hurry it along. I have things to do and I don't have all the time in the world. There's a small 24/7 coffee shop. My friend here's had a long day, so I'm just been carrying her with me. Sure. Touma didn't want to argue. This guy looked like serious business, whoever he was. Despite being a foreigner, he could speak Japanese just fine. As the two of them would go into the coffee shop, they took a booth to the far back. No one paid them any attention, and perhaps that was for the best, as Touma slid in across from the stranger. The name's Michael. Michael Holt, though some have called me Mr. Terrific. Mr. Terrific? What kind of a fancy name is that? Just the name of a hero. A hero? I guess that would explain the get-up. What? You're some type of masked vigilante or something? Something like that. Listen, I know this is a lot to ask, but do you think you could do me a favor? A favor? I have a friend here. She needs help. Her name is Index. Index. He looked to the girl that was dressed like a nun, fast asleep. So you say she's your friend, and why exactly do you want me to look after her? Well, let's just say I'm not going to be around for a while, and you seem pretty trustworthy. Trustworthy? No offense, but you don't know anything about me. I don't even know how you could even make that kind of assumption. It's more of a hunch than anything else, kid. And I tend to be pretty good at those. So, would you be alright if I asked you to help? Touma wasn't so sure if he wanted to get involved in any of this. This stranger, coming from out of nowhere, dressed like something out of a magazine of Shonen Jump or whatever, was asking him for a favor. And this favor was to watch after this strange girl that he knew nothing about. Okay, let's assume that I do you this favor. Why exactly? What's so important about this girl? There's a lot that I could get into, though I doubt you would believe me. Let's just say we are in some trouble. Trouble? Yeah. There are some people that are after me, after her. I can't let her be put in harm's way, so that's why I'm asking you. She's endangered, and maybe you should go to the local authorities. They'd probably be more help to you than some high schooler. Perhaps. But they'd probably be just as likely to harm her as well. Why? What did she do? What did you do? This is starting to get a little too creepy for me. I think I'm gonna just hear me out. The girl has powers. Like an Esper? No. Her powers didn't come from science. And before you ask, she's not a gemstone either. She wasn't born with these abilities. Although she does have a talent that you could technically classify as making her a phantom. Although with this power, or talent, if I should say, it puts her in a whole different category. Michael Holt would break it down for Touma in a way that he could understand, by showing him a graph. These are what you would consider to be the pillars of the world, everything that you know. First, you have your espers, those who gain their power through usage of science and discovery. Usually, you could say through some freak accident or through some sort of self-modification, something akin to a lab experiment. Then, of course, you have your gemstones. These are ones who didn't gain their powers but were simply born with them. You could say that gemstones are the offsprings of espers. Since espers tend to have children of their own, these children are just naturally born with these abilities, but they weren't given them. And then you have phantoms. Yes, phantoms are exceptional humans. Those who, through hard work, training, and dedication, achieve a level of peak human, far greater than your average human. Think of something like Olympians, world-class athletes, world-class teachers, scientists, those who gain their knowledge through their own efforts. But they don't have any supernatural or extraordinary ability. And this fourth one? The fourth pillar is sorcery, or magic, if you will. Magic? Touma said. Come on, We all know magic isn't real. That's what you think, kid. Without warning, he pulled a pocket knife from his jacket and then proceeded to stab at the unconscious girl. Touma felt like he was going to faint, but to his surprise, the stabs didn't go through her robes. She was completely unharmed. You could have just... But how did it not... What is that? Some type of Kevlar? It's not Kevlar, kid. It's magic. Technically speaking, what she's wearing is called the Walking Church. They're robes that have been personally blessed. Nothing can harm it, save for a power that could potentially negate it. Something like what you did on that bridge. Alright, this is starting to creep me out. You try stabbing someone who's unconscious. You tell me about these 4 pillars. Quite frankly, I don't believe any of it. I don't blame you. It's a lot to take in all at once. So why exactly are you telling me this? You just want me to take her into my care? Since you know so much, why can't you... He would lift his shirt to reveal a devastating injury. What? What happened to you? You could say it's something akin to that of a curse. A type of magical poison that's been seeped into my body. I let my guard down just for a second and they got me. They who? The ones that are after Index. I've been looking after her for as long as I can. You could say I probably got myself in way too deep. You need to go to a hospital. I mean, you're in Academy City. We have some of the best doctors in the world. If anyone can treat you, it's not that simple, kid. There's no way you can undo this. I've been on borrowed time for who knows how long. The walls are closing in on me. With this curse, I'm bound. Even with my powers, they can still track me. But not you. What? Hold on, what are you saying? It's just... I'm giving you everything. He peeled off the T mask on his face. When I give this to you, you'll have access to my T-spheres. Your T-spheres? The metal orbs you saw flying around? I can only spare 5 of them to you. I had plenty more, but I've been on the run for so long, I haven't had a chance to make any. Surely I've left the process down for you to be able to make your own someday. Hold on, I just don't think I'm just gonna... Before Touma knew what hit him, Mr. Terrific slapped the mask onto his face and knocked him out in the process. Don't worry, kid. The mask will appear and disappear on mental command, but I'm sure you'll figure that out in time. He would command 5 of his 7 remaining T-spheres, using their anti-gravity ability to carry both Touma and Index. I'm handing you 5 over to Touma. Touma Komiji. I'm giving him authorization over you. Take him to his home and location and lock it down. Make sure to use the anti-cloaking ability. Understood, sir. Will you hand over the final authorization code? Yes. Authorization code. Fair play. Authorization has been recognized. Transfer of T-spheres 1 through 5 have been given to Touma Komiji. With that, the T-spheres would float the 2 away. They were surprisingly capable pieces of technology. They could handle it no problem. With the remaining 2, Michael would sit in the booth and wait. The patronage of the establishment had been conveniently taken out. Not in a lethal way, but just to ensure that no unwanted parties would be around. As Michael would reflect, the doors would burst open, as a squad of soldiers would come in with their guns drawn, all of them trained on Mr. Terrific. and the one leading them taking the step forward. Did you really think we wouldn't be able to find you, Michael? You have been marked by Lord Maxwell. There is nowhere for you to escape. Funny, my calculations said that you wouldn't be here for another 3 minutes. I guess I was off. You've been off from the very start. Will you end the charade and hand her over? He's more than willing to give you the cure. No one wishes for you to die. Your talents, they are far too great to be wasted on this suicide mission of yours. Well, what can I say? I'm pretty stubborn at times. Stubborn to a point. But now it is finished. We will claim Index one way or another. You know this. You have come to the end. Maybe. But I have to say, Maxwell's pretty foolish if he only sent you. I am all that is needed. Then I guess you miscalculated. The coffee shop would explode. All of the soldiers inside, Michael, and the psycho pirate, taken along in the process. At least, that's what he had hoped. Hello. Yes. I can confirm. Michael Holt is dead. However, the Index is not with him. We have reason to suspect that he has hidden it away. There is no need to worry. We will find her soon enough. You're free to move on to the next stage of your operations. As Psycho Pirate hung up the phone, he merely shook his head. Even if they were adversaries, he didn't wish for things to end this way. But now, the search would start over again. The next day, Touma would awaken in his bed. Due to the storm the night before, he had suffered a power outage, and now his entire apartment was all muggy and damp. And to make things even more perplexing, he was having faint memories about what happened the night before. Something about a girl, a guy, Index, magic. And then he saw her. The girl dressed in the nunnery, sitting right next to him. Though there was a tiny issue. You see, Touma's right hand accidentally brushed against her. Subconsciously, his power had activated, and when it did, well, safe to say the walking church was now walking shreds. When Index awoken, she was startled that she was somewhere she didn't know, with someone she didn't know, and, well, only with sheets to cover her. Touma caught a series of punches and kicks to the face as Index desperately fixed her clothing. I can't believe this is happening to me. How did you break the walking church? How? What devil magic do you possess, you fiend? Magic? There's no such thing as magic. It's only through the power of science, and I don't know either. Your robes could take quite a bit of damage. There's no way I could have... Oh, yeah. I guess I did do it. You jerk! Ow! Look, Index, how do you know my name? Who are you? My name's Touma. Touma Kamijo. Look, I don't know if what happened last night was just a dream, but I'm willing to bet that it's not. You have a friend, right? Michael Holt? Michael? Where's Michael? Where is he? What have you... He told me to look after you. He did? Yeah. I don't know why either. He said that you were in trouble. That idiot. I told him to just use the grimoire. Why couldn't he grimoire. What are you talking about? It's just, he's really not here, is he? No. I don't know where he is. I don't even know how we got here. Her stomach would begin to growl, and so would his. Whatever food wasn't spoiled in the refrigerator was their breakfast, although now the meal was more solemn than anything else. Touma didn't have to think too hard about it. Index would introduce herself. Properly speaking, her full name was Index Labrorum Prohibirum, or Dedicatus 545. She explained that her ability, photographic memory, allowed her to carry knowledge, that knowledge being 100,003 different grimoires, each one ranging in magic, power, and ability. Of course, for Touma, this was all still way too much to take in, but for now, he didn't have the heart to rain on the girl's parade, in a way of speaking. I'm sorry about your clothes and all that. It's all right. I was able to fix it. Though, I can't really stay here for too long now, can I? What do you mean? Touma, sure, didn't understand everything that was going on, but still, if what he was to believe was true, if they were sent here and Mr. Terrific wasn't, he was probably on the run. Whoever was chasing them. He wanted me to look after her and he stayed behind, likely as a decoy, a distraction. He wouldn't have done that if he thought he was going to make it out. There's a good reason to suspect that he's dead. So now what? Before Touma even had a chance to think, Index was already dressed and ready to go. Index? Wait, where are you going? I'm grateful for the meal and everything you've done for me. If I'm able to make it to the church, I can find sanctuary. They'll take care of me. The church? Hold on. Don't you think it's dangerous? I mean, your friend, the people who are after you guys, don't you think you're going to need to... I can't allow you to pay for my sins, Touma, and let you be dragged into hell with me. I'm grateful for the meal, for everything you've done. I'm sure that if he'd left me in your care, he must really trust you. But I've burdened more than enough people. I promise I'll be okay. I know where I'm going, and I know what I need to do. So, please. Touma was conflicted. He couldn't just hold her against her will. If she wanted to go, he had to respect that. But still, hey, you know where I live. If you need anything, you know where to find me. I'll keep it in mind. Thank you, Touma, for everything. Though the girl's luck would be plagued as multiple cleaning robots followed her soon after. And for Touma, his alarm went off. He was late for his summer remedial classes. Yes, in Academy City, home to 2.3 million, one-third the size of Tokyo, 80% made of students who attended college, high school, middle school, and elementary school. Home to espers and those of extraordinary talents and gifts. Here they learned about the laws of science, the scientific method, scientifical nature, and things of that of itself. Innovation was the way of Academy City. And for Touma, he wasn't just a level 0 esper. He was a below average student, and he needed remedial classes because, well, his grades weren't looking too hot. Still, it was better than being kicked out, and when you had good friends by your side, Toharu and Motoharu, they made things exceptional. Though there was one thing that made their class a little odd, and by little, he was referring to their teacher, Miss Koma. Well, the thing about her was, well, she was little. If you didn't hear her speak and know of her credentials, you'd think she was an elementary schooler. And, well, she had weak feelings. So when Touma found himself drifting, looking outside the window, Motoharu just felt the need to bust his chops a little more. Hey teacher, Toma's looking outside at the tennis club girls. He's not paying attention to your lessons. Really? You made her cry, the class said. Murphy's Law's got nothing on me. Remedial classes ran till late. So late that it was already time for curfew. He didn't even have a chance to pick up any dinner. Perhaps he could go to a 24-hour convenience store and get something. But as he was trying to get home, who else but Little Miss Bug Zapper standing in his way? Hey, you! Mikoto said, as she chased after Touma, who just wanted to avoid her. Don't you have anything better to do with your time than chase me, Bug Zapper? Bug Zapper? I am a level 5 expert, thank you very much. It's Mikoto Misaka. Remember the name, damn it! I don't have to remember anything, Bug Zapper. Because of you and that damn storm you caused, you ended up short-circuiting all the power in my home. All my food went bad. Well, that's your fault. You should have just fought me. Fought you? Yeah, fight me. My pride as a warrior has been wounded. I have power, and you were able to cancel it out. In a way, we never hit each other, so we don't know who's really the best. That's what you came all the way for? And why are you even out here this time of night? What, did the great Esper level 5 need remedial classes too? Oh, as if! I'll have you know, I graduate at the top of my class, thank you very much, and there's no way I'd ever have to waste my summer on remedial classes. So you waited outside all day just for me. What, you got a crush? Do you want to have a coin slit in the middle of your forehead? Huh, dummy? Yeah. You know what, fine. You want to fight? Let's fight. Really? No, not really. I'm going home. Because of their commotion, the cleaning robots began to alert for an alarm. Students being out past curfew, definitely not a good thing. It had been a long day, a tiring day, a challenging day. Between dealing with death, espionage, summer classes, and everything else in between, as much as it would sound selfish of him to say, he kind of hoped all of this was just a dream. That he'd go home, rest his head on a pillow, and that when he woke up tomorrow morning, everything would be normal. There wouldn't be any superheroes, no magical cabal, no sorcerers, none of that. It would be like none of this ever happened. But as Touma came to his apartment, he noticed something. The cleaning robots were gathered in front of his door. There was something laying there. As he approached, it looked like white cloth stained with blood. And he recognized the figure. Index? Index! Index, what? What the hell? What happened to you? How? She's wearing magical clothing. There's no way she could have been hurt. Who did this? That would be us, another voice said. A tall man dressed in black with long flowing red hair smoking on a cigarette looked at him. Sorcerers, to be specific. I think my associate went a little too far on her. Though she has the walking church on her side, I wondered how her defenses could have possibly have been breached. She's missing the top of her gown. Her top... The headpiece. She left it. She came back to get it. People can track the magic coming off of that thing. It's hard to cloak. She probably came back for it because she didn't want who was coming after her to come after you. She's considerate like that, you know. So you and your associates, were these the ones? The ones that guy was warning him about? Were these the sorcerers trying to go after Index? If they were this ruthless, he could only imagine what they did to him. How could you? So that's how you like to play it, huh? Going after the weak, those that can't fight back? That's how you do your business? I think you've got me confused. I don't have anything confused. That's probably why you went after Michael Holt, wasn't it? Michael Holt? How do you know that name, boy? What? You killed him in cold blood? And now you're going after Index? Just how low can you stoop? And not only that, but you cursed him. You didn't even have the decency to give him a fair fight. Tell me, how on earth can you live with yourself? I don't know what you've been told or what you think you know, but let me clue you in on something. You don't know a damn thing. Like hell I do! Touma would attempt to strike him with a punch, but he merely sidestepped him, causing him to roll over on the ground. I don't think we've introduced ourselves. The name's Style. Style Magnus. You know, to a sorcerer, the name is power. Though I go by many names, that is my magic name. You could say that a magic name is like a limiter. Once it's spoken, that limit comes off, and I can allow my true self to shine. A fireball formed in his hand that began to grow. I don't know who you are, kid, but I'm gonna do you a favor and take you off the board. The last thing you want is to get involved in this type of life. So I'll do you a favor and send you on to the next world. The flames would emanate in the passageway. And for Style, he thought that he had done a good enough job. Perhaps he overdid it, but whether the boy lived or died, he wasn't going to interfere. Or at least that's what he thought. There was a buzzing sound that he heard behind him. And then his eyes widened in shock. Around Touma were 5 floating metal spheres with a glowing T on them. And on his face, the T mask. What the hell? How on earth did you get those? Touma opened his eyes to see what had happened. The spheres were floating around him. He could hear a voice in his head, mechanical but reassuring. We await your command, Master Touma. Master, these spheres. Wait, the mask, he slapped it on my face the night before, and Touma could feel it. But he didn't see it this morning. Did the mask appear and disappear on command? There was so much he didn't know, but at the same time, there was only one thing that mattered to him. You listen to me? Affirmative. We are at your call. How shall we proceed, Master Touma? Where did you get those? Style would ask, now demanding in fury. Where the hell did you get them? So now you want to ask questions? It's not really fair of you now, is it? Huh? I'm only going to tell you this once. Touma raised his right arm as the spheres floated around, ready on his command. You get the hell away from Index. You go back to whatever hole you crawled from, and you take your friends with you. She's under my protection, and I won't let anyone touch her. If you're looking for a fight, a fair fight, then I'm gonna give you one. Touma readied himself. He never thought of himself as a hero or as a fighter. But now, fate had called upon him on this night. And from here, there was no turning back. This concludes A Certain Magical Index, Sage of Knowledge. What if Touma Kamijo was Mr. Terrific? Season 1, Part 1. As always, if you enjoyed today's video and everything else that we have to offer, then please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that bell for post notifications so you can stay up to date on everything that is PowerCore Productions and Podcastings that's to come out now and in the future. And stay tuned tomorrow evening as we continue with A Certain Magical Index, Sage of Knowledge. What if Touma Kamijo was Mr. Terrific? Season 1, Part 2. But anyway, that's going to do it for the end of today's video. I'm Javon Harrington with PowerCore Productions and Podcastings, signing off, and I'll see you next time.